The first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the appliance or turn off the breaker to avoid electric shock. Today we're going to be working on a GE dishwasher. This is the model number and this is the dishwasher. The problem that we have, and we pressed start button and it doesn't do anything. So most of the time we're able to do a troubleshooting mode or troubleshooting test, but since the start button is not starting the unit, there's no way to tell what else could be wrong with this dishwasher. The first step we need to do is replace the touchpad to see if we can get it to come on. Most of the time, the tech sheet will help you to do a troubleshooting, but sometimes they limited the information for us to do the troubleshooting. In this case, what I'm doing is replacing the touchpad because the start button seems to be bad. It's like it's pushed in. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And we got to remove all the screws around this stainless steel panel to be able to access to the inside of the unit, remove the harness from the main control, and see how to disconnect the harness from the main control board going to the touchpad. That's where I disconnect the harness. This coming from the touchpad going to the main control board. When I remove the panel, I noticed that the screws that is holding the main control was broken. This was not part of the job. In this picture, you can see that the screw that is holding the main control board is broken. So what I did is I put a strap holding the main control to the screws, and it worked pretty good for me. Now what I'm doing is trying to figure out how to remove the touchpad without hurting anything on the actual door. This touchpad is just glued into the top of the door, and you can use like putty knife or a flathead screwdriver. Since it's not good, it's no problem if you hurt it or anything. You just want to make sure you don't want to scratch the stainless steel on the door. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the new touchpad, connect it to the main control board before I install it. Make sure that it will work before I put it in. You can do the same thing, or you can just go ahead and install it, because since you can obviously see that the start button is damaged, you already know that this is the part that you need. That's how it looks. It got like a sticker to be able to glue it on the top of the door. As you see, I'm connecting the new touchpad on the main control board before I glue it on the top of the door. Yes, to press the start button, make sure that that's the only problem that we have. Like I was saying, you can go ahead and just do the job, glue it on top of the door, connect it to the main control board, or you can do it my way, which is connect the new touchpad to the main control board and just sit it on top of the counter and press the start button. Make sure that it's gonna work. That's where I pressed the start button. I know the angle of the camera was down and you can barely see what I'm doing, but you can also hear that the water pump started draining. So now we got some progress of this repair. Right now I'm making sure that the harness is plugged in correctly and everything is right. Now what I'm gonna do is just press the start button again, change settings, make sure all the touchpad is working before I glue it on the door. Because if this dishwasher has more than one issue, then the customer is gonna decide if they want to put more money on this repair or decide to replace the whole dishwasher. This is a stainless steel dishwasher, so I believe this dishwasher runs between $500, $600, $700. I'm not so sure, so it's worth it to put a couple $100 before you decide to replace it. And like I was saying, everything seems to be working fine every time I change the setting on the new touchpad before I install it on the door. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and I'm gonna go ahead and start removing the old touchpad to be able to install the new one. When you remove the old touchpad, in the very corner on the left is gonna be like a piece of glass. Sometimes the glass will come off when you remove the whole touchpad. Sometimes you have to remove the piece of glass because the new touchpad brings uh, that piece of glass right in the corner as well. So you need to try to remove all the glue and whatever it's on the door. Basically, you need to clean everything before you install the new one. Like I say, I got a putty knife, so I'm removing everything that it could be on my way or it can damage the new touchpad. This is the piece that I was talking about a few minutes ago, and that's the piece of glass that I was saying. This piece of glass came out of that corner. As you see, I'm trying to remove the glue, debris, soap, anything that it's on my way when I tried to glue the new touchpad. I'll grab a piece of rag to clean it up. Now I'm gonna put the new touchpad through that hole, the access hole, and remove the glue sticker from the new touchpad. Just make sure you put it on the same way the other one was there, because if you don't do it right, you're gonna have a gap on one side and extra on the other side. So basically just mark before you remove the other one, or just, you know, try to put it the same way than the other one. After you got it in place, just push it down. You can put some weight on it, but don't push it too hard because these touchpads are very sensitive. Now everything is in place, so I'm going to proceed to put all the screws on the panel. Just double checking, making sure everything is in place, making sure everything is right, that all the harness are in place. Before I screw it everything back on. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and put all the screws around it. Make sure you do it right. And test everything after everything is back in place. Now I'm checking everything, making sure everything is working fine. The door has no problem with the cabinet. The start button is working perfect. All the buttons are working like it's supposed to. And everything is working fine. This is the old touchpad, and that's the start button that wasn't working, but now it's working. If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.